Bing, 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 and we're live. We're live. It is the Kent Beck Scrum. It is Sam and Amit. Amit has a bit of a sound issue there, and so we'll just keep him muted for the moment. Updates from me. What is going on? Earlier today, what did we do? We were working on PayPal integration, or we've already got some PayPal integration in the website One Agile Ventures site, and we were working on improving that, and we're making some progress there, doing a nice refactoring. And I was hoping to continue with Michael, but he wasn't around. So I've basically actually been reviewing pull requests on many projects, on local support, on Website One, on Project Scope, and so catching up with some things. So that's good. I guess I was planning to carry on preparing on Website One, but Michael seems to have disappeared. I guess I may, in the interim, just continue doing all those things on the PRs. Getting very positive feedback about the new asynchronous voting bot. Really need to. That's, I guess, the key thing. The two key things. The blockers. We need to get the asynchronous voting bot set up so that it can handle multiple votes in parallel, and we just need to set up our stuff on Website One so we can like receive money from more people in more directions. There we go. So that's an update from me. I've got the Autograders client meeting coming up in about an hour and 10 minutes. Amit, welcome. I think this is your first hangout. How are things going with you? All right. So you may want to.
Hey, I'm taking the Berkeley course, the MOOC.
Right. Excellent.
So I'm just here for that, basically.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. And so right. So you're looking to work on, you're kind of vote on a story and then work on a story. Is the idea?
First vote on it, and hopefully I can find something that I can work on.
Fantastic. Yeah. Have you joined the Slack instance? Have you been checking out the different projects?
No, I actually just started looking at the site today. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. And no rush. Yeah. I mean the so the way to go. Yeah. I mean, do sign up to the site. You should. Well, it's not always been working. This is another actual little blocker, is that sometimes the Slack invites don't go through. But we have this the Slack instance, and pretty much every project on the site also has a corresponding like channel here. So, for example, the local support project has a corresponding channel where all the developers are chatting about stuff. And I've got, I think, other people in here, like Daniel Niche here. He's a guy who's come in from the MOOC, and he was asking me, "Oh, what can I work on?" And we did a little, we did a vote. Here, he ran a vote on this particular story, and we discussed it, and that was the end of the vote there, and we carried on. He's now having a productive chat with other people. So, kind of, by all means, take your time looking through the site. Yeah, definitely getting into the Slack instance is a good way to go. Kind of connect up with people and. Find out what's going on, get more of a flavour of the different projects. If you want to just give me your email address in the chat environment, I can give you a direct invite to the and make sure that you're in there. Excellent. Yep, got that. So I'll just go ahead and invite you. There we go. You are invited, and it looks like you did actually. An invite has been sent, maybe ended up in a spam filter or what have you. Sometimes these invites do work. I can resend that for you, just in case if this comes on. Let's look down here. If we had more people, we could kind of do a live vote now, but we oh, that's interesting. It tells me that it's sent in, or maybe you are already in the Slack.
It's possible. I got to look back and see what I have here.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not showing me anybody in the team with that. It's interesting when it's going to look in the team directory. Can I search the team directory? I want to search we've got more than 1,500 members. So it's not seeming to find you in the directory. I'll just try and do the invite again. So invite people. What did it say? I put your email address in there. I said invite one person, and it said the person has already been invited. So we would sort of expect to then find you in our pending invitations. and then it's
I
not.
have something. Actually, I do have something from you. Maybe I just didn't click join team, but I have something from you back in June. I just searched my Gmail.
Oh, okay.
So see what happens if I click join
Yeah,
team.
and it may be just that we're off the end of the list there for all the people. Yeah, and we can always use a different email address if you have another one. But yeah, so probably rather than jumping into voting on something, what we could do is, if we get you into the Slack, then you can spend some time hanging out in the channels, getting a feeling for, which project is most interesting to you, and then look, you are in, sir. You are in.
There you go.
Excellent. Let's welcome you. With lots of little smiley icons and emoticons and things. Yeah. So I guess did you have? I mean, since you're here and you've been looking through the site, did you have any questions about any of the projects, or do you have any? Want to tell me more about your background so I can maybe suggest a project that works well for you?
I used to be, I guess, a while ago, and I kind of left the field a few years ago just to kind of travel around back into it. So I'm taking as many really. I'm trying to get Rails.
All right.
Be on Rails.
Yeah. Well, and so the Rails projects, the good ones. Local support. I'm the project manager on that. There's also Met Plus. Patrick Bolger and Joao Pereira, kind of the key guys on that. Local support is for a directory of charities and kind of like volunteer opportunities. Met Plus is a system for trying to help people find jobs in the Detroit area. We've also got there's the SHF project, which is like a Swedish dog helping group, and then we've got Redeemify, which is like an internal project that's Matt Lindsay is taking the lead on that. Susanna Larsdotter there is the lead on the SHF project. And basically, if you come into the channels, you can say hi, or just hang out there and see what's going on, and enjoy the ambiance, and just drift to whichever one you find yourself attracted to, and you can join future scrums, and if we have more people, we can do live votes. But also now, what we're doing more and more is these asynchronous votes. Where you can see one going on here in the Redeemify channel, where people just sort of do that as and when in the Slack, and it makes it not quite so arduous. Don't have to get everybody into a hangout in order to deal with it. So also there's the Ozra project as well. That's Nikita there. He's the lead on that, and or one of several. Brian also key developer there, and they're doing helping Syrian orphans. So a few things going on. Whatever takes your fancy, really.
All right.
So, any other questions or thoughts or concerns?
Not really. I mean, I guess I still have just to poke around and basically, yeah. I haven't looked into it enough.
Sure. Yeah. Well, take your time. I think that's our scrum then today. Yeah. I guess I'm going to get back. I'm going to carry on doing some review of these project scope pull requests for some of the Berkeley students, and I look forward to seeing you again in one of the channels or in a future scrum.
Yeah, I guess for this assignment on the MOOC account, because there was no vote, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you and I could do we sort of have a kind of a rule of like doing like 3 people to get the to do a proper vote. I mean, I tell you what we could do is we could start a vote. I think they're finished with the bot in Redeemify. I think they probably have. I might use the bot for another vote in local sport, if that's okay. There we go. I did the vote myself here in that one. There's another vote that was going on there. I could do a manual. I'm going to use the bot. Let's use the bot. It's fun. So I'm just. Do we have something? Well, what we can do? Yeah, and you can. So even without completing the vote, we can potentially get you started on doing part of your assignment. So if we go into, let me have a little look here, or that's not the right tracker. Let me find this is the local support tracker here. Let me see if we can. So we've got the tracker here. We've got the current stuff people are working on. We've got the backlog of things that have been worked on, and then we've got different kinds of two messages in organization admin approval. Oh, okay, that would be good to develop. That was a little bug that we found. So we've got something here at the top of the icebox. It was a recently found bug that apparently the super admin of this site. So this is the local support project. We've got the this software that supports the Harrow Community Network, which is this directory of charities in Northwest London in the UK, which you can see on the map there. Woohoo! And also some volunteer opportunities in that area. So this is the board for that project. Now this issue here is that two messages in organization admin approval. So the way things work is if people want to be listed in this directory, then they need to kind of submit themselves, submit their organization for admin approval. And we've had this description that the super admin always sees two flash messages when trying to accept a proposed organization. The first one is a notice flash and says you have been approved, even when the organization has not been approved. So we've got kind of like our messaging is kind of incorrect here, if that makes sense. We're kind of showing, we're not quite showing the flash messages correctly. So obviously you'll be unfamiliar with this code base, but I'll show you how I go about. I can start a vote in this thing actually with the async voter bot. So I'll take the async voter bot and I'll say start new vote, and then I'll say the name of this thing, which is two messages in organization approval, and it's a bug, so I'll just put the word bug up front like that. And then I want to take the URL to the thing, like so. And so I'll start a new vote in there. So you can see that in that channel now, we've got this, and I'll get you in that channel actually. Welcome, Amit. There we go, and invite you to join. So now, any questions about this story? Does it make sense what we're trying to fix here? Yeah, cool. Now obviously you're not familiar with the code base, and we could just go and have a quick look at the code base. Why not? Let's find support. I'll tell you, well, I've done it now. We've got to go. This is my main blocker. We've got to make it so that each channel can have its own separate dedicated bot, or at least the bot can handle multiple channels, multiple votes from multiple channels. So we're in there. I was going to look at the code, weren't we? Yes. Oh, what does Ruben ask me about that silly thing? Okay, so here, and now this is all about its proposed organization. So what we have is we have a proposed organization controller. And where are these flash messages? The flash message that we get here is you have approved the following organization. So I can probably try and find the relative. So approved the following. There we go. So we can probably find that. Okay, so that is the place. Okay, so it's actually, what are we in here? Set flash for accepting proposed org. Yeah, so this is the proposed organization controller. Okay, so it looks like here we can see the problem is that we kind of
setting it no matter what. Yeah.
We're setting that no matter what, and then we're then switching and then showing some more things. So actually, is there like all of these? I guess like some of these are you have approved and some of them aren't. So basically, it's like we need to refactor that. We need to expose it with a test. And then having got some test in place, adjust the way this works. So if you're ready for voting, what we can do now is in Slack, what you want to do is go to the async voter person himself here, who's like a bot thing, and then you want to type in vote and either type in 1 or 2 or 3 in order to indicate whether you think 1 is easy, 2 is medium, 3 is hard. I'm just going to do my vote, and you should see. I've just moved away so I don't prejudice your voting with the number that I do. So you see here that I've done my vote by messaging the chatbot individually, and the vote, it's then sort of like alerted the channel to say, okay, we've had one vote, and it's done. My rule of thumb is, if we're just changing something in the view, I usually give it a 1. If it's got something to do with a gem or a database change, then maybe a 2. And if it's kind of like, okay, there's a new gem that we've never used before, and there's like a series of extensive database changes or whatever, then it becomes like a 3. Bigger issue. If there's some like, okay, there's a whole authentication issue that we're really unsure of. So
so how do I vote? I just type vote and then the number. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You vote space and then the number 1, 2, or 3, and but in the there we go, and you're done. So now the secret vote is on, and so we're basically. I'm gonna maybe message John who opened this. John, voting on your bug reports here. So we can finish up for now. And the beauty of the asynchronous vote is that even though we didn't have any other developers in the Scrum with us now, someone else will kind of get a vote in there. We'll get an update, and we can kind of do the aftermath discussion. Like if we agree, then it's just done. For your point of view, for the assignment, if you need the, I'll put this is the video link for this for the thing here. I'll put that in the video link from our Scrum, and the actual note from the bot itself contains the link to the story, so you'll be able to just that will be the other thing.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, and you will have everything that you need to submit, and hang out in the channel, and there may be some discussion, some follow-up discussion, and potentially, if you were interested, that could even be, looks like a relatively straightforward fix. It might be something that you could work on once it's been, the vote has been completed.
Yep. All right. Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Well, great to meet you, Amit, and I hope to see you around real soon.
Yeah, same here. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye for now.
All right. Bye-bye.